What's going on, y'all? You already know what it is. This is Tunensports. I am the voice for Cavs fans. Let's talk about it. All-Star, All-Star weekend is here, man. It's getting kicked off today, tonight. Cavs Nation, make sure y'all tune in, man. We got our very own Emoni Bates. He will be in action, man. Shout out to Emoni Bates, man. You up next, kid. Don't even worry about the haters gotta say. You up next, man. And shout out to Donovan Mitchell. Our All Star. Should have been two All Stars, but shout out to Donovan Mitchell. So yeah, shout out to them two guys right there, man. Maybe next year, Allen. Who knows? But um, I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about you know George Niang, right, and Donovan Mitchell. But I'm gonna start with George Niang. I want to talk about this enforcer thing, right? So the question is, right, is George Niang, I guess you could say, is he a enforcer? Do y'all think George Niang is an enforcer? I don't know, man. You know, let me play this quick this quick video, man. And I did this probably a few weeks ago, man. And I was already, saying this about George Niang. Let me play this quick video real quick.
Is it true that people are starting to call him the enforcer around here? There's something going on with that?
Yeah, I think he is the enforcer. George Niang is definitely he's a dog. he's a dog.
We have this ongoing joke of who's the enforcer of the group. I won't say who said who's who, but George took a step in the right direction tonight. I think it's just he provides that energy for us. You see.
Show moments like he got a little dog in him, but what the team like as far as the enforcers go, the enforcers like if we had our own version of enforcers on this team, it would probably be Tristan Thompson and
definitely, bro, bro.
And the Yang. Tristan Thompson and the Yang will be our enforcers.
I ain't gonna lie, Tristan doesn't let nobody punk him on the court, bro. I remember when he used to play with LeBron. Ain't nobody mad.
Is it?
Shout out to Double T, man. Shout out to Double T, man. So the question is George Niang the Cavs' new enforcer? Now I made that video. Well, I did that stream a few weeks ago, right? It was a good minute ago, right? Me and my people was talking about it, right? And Tristan Thompson is not present, so who is the Cavs enforcer? And I spoke about it. The Cavs fan, me and the Cavs fans broke it down before, and before like he officially signed to, I told Cavs Nation, I was like, yo, I said, yo, he can shoot, right? He can shoot. We know that. That's why we went and got a George Niang. The guy can shoot. There's no question about it, man. But he also can have an off night. But that wasn't just about him shooting. Why I thought about it. Why I thought about it being a good signing. Because I thought about like, yo, he would bring toughness to the squad. I said that in a video I made before we signed him. He would bring toughness to the squad. Something the Cavs really didn't have. At least they didn't have a lot of. So that's my question. Is George Niang the Cavs enforcer? Because we can look back at the games, right? Now, of course, we know what happened with the Chicago Bulls recently, right? But we can look back at the games during the season when Niang been in it. He's been in a lot of situations, like almost about to fight situations, if you want to say that. Like, no matter if it was like an almost fight or him standing up on the sideline for his teammates, when they was in a little altercation, you could say. Some players to note that I can remember, you had Jalen Duren from Detroit. I remember that. That's like the first thing off the bat I remember. Josh Richardson from Miami, they got into it. And there's some other players, I can't really remember them all, but it was like more than one for sure. Like it's some other teams out there Niang was barking at. He was even barking at the Nets. He was barking at the Nets with the Jared Allen thing. So it's just like, boom, you fast forward to Wednesday's game. against the Chicago Bulls, right? That just passed. We all know what took place, man. You know, let's play. Let's play the video for the viewers, right?
Vucevic at the elbow, working on Mobley.
This is going to be a little chippiness right here.
Some passionate conversation. We are officially at the bumping their gums part of the program, folks. You'll love to see it.
I think Kobe objected to the level of physical.
Now, first off, Kobe White is a baller. He's a hooper. He's nice. You know, you nice, bro. Like you good, bro. You definitely got a lot better. I remember watching him. What was that, North Carolina? I remember watching him in college or whatever. But he can ball. But yo, you gotta stop that flop and stuff, man. Like, bruh, like that's mad sassy. Like, come on, bro. Like, like I know you trying to sell the calls. I get it. I know with the NBA, I know how the NBA is today. You trying to sell the calls. You know, it is what it is, right? But like, man, you just be doing too much, man. Like, you too good for that, bro. You really good. You good at basketball, and you gave us a run for our money, you know, when we played y'all, you know. But just play ball, bro. Just play basketball, man. But I know the NBA we in. You know, you gotta sell it, right? But they both end up getting texts, right? I think they both got texts. Niang for sure got a text. You know, but I believe, um, yeah, he got fouled out. He got fouled out in that game too. And I was vocal, like I was vocal last game how I wasn't really a fan of getting texts. When it comes to like players arguing with the refs, not a fan of that, man. Like it costs us against Philly. I feel like it cost you some points in that Philly game that bit the Cavs at the end. But like when it comes to like player versus player and like standing up for yourself, I'm all for that, man. Like you don't let no one talk crazy. You know what I'm saying? You don't let nobody talk crazy or put their hands on you. Like, for example, the whole Ben Simmons and Jared Allen thing. We all know how that turned out.
What Cavs are to
Right.
Is there?
We're not a team to be taken lightly. You know, we might not look like the toughest, but when you start messing with the dogs, you're gonna
Get bit.
You're gonna get bit. Yeah,
For sure.
that's a good one.
Let's go on that one.
Now that was uncalled for, you know, that whole Jared Allen and Ben Simmons situation. That was uncalled for. And shout out to Allen, man. He stood up for himself. I think the whole nation, the whole Cavs nation was happy. Like, yo, he stood up for himself, man. You know, Ben Simmons being who he is, you know, Allen had got up, pushed him back, tried to push him back, you know. Yeah, he pushed him, but like Ben Simmons ain't really go nowhere, bro. You know what I mean? But like he tried to push him back, man. Look, that's just what it is. He tried to push him back, and but what I'm getting at is like you need tough guys, like at least one on your team. At least every team needs some type of tough guy on your team or somebody that's not for the nonsense because it brings that intensity, you know, it brings something out of the other guys. It might light a spark, you know, in the team, you know, and you saw that with the Brooklyn Nets, you know, look at that Brooklyn game. Allen stood up for himself and the team had his back as they should. And it ended up happening like they ended up going like I believe it was on a 21 or 22-0 run and blowing the Nets out. That game was close and then it turned into a complete blowout. That quick momentum, you know, shifted. You know, that Ben Simmons thing really woke the team up. And I just go back to this, right, with the Kobe White thing. Kobe White with the Bulls, you know, him and Niang going at it. Kobe didn't like the way Niang was playing defense on him. We know Niang. We know how he is. You know, he's not the best defender, but he gonna get up on you, man. And he didn't like it, and that's how it started, you know. And then Niang started barking on him. You know, you saw the video. You know, I played and y'all saw the game. But like, bruh, like I just love that energy. Like that's the energy right there you need. You know, I love it. So like let me see. So like after the game, right? Isaac Okoro, he called Niang an enforcer. While speaking on the altercation, it says, and it says Niang wasn't sure if Okoro really meant it, but he appreciated the gesture, and he said that he hopes his tenacious approach rubs off on his teammates. And this is something to think about, right? Like let's be real. Can we be real? Like let's be real quick. Like the Cavs last year was looked at as soft. Even before the playoffs started, you had people, I guess saying the Cavs was not really, they soft, they don't go out, and stuff like that. They good people. Ain't nothing wrong with that. They wasn't physical last year. They had no real tough guys on this team. Like, don't lie, we had no tough guys on this team. I'm trying to think, we had none. Lamar probably was the toughest. He probably was the toughest guy on this team, so that explains that, right? Lamar's probably the toughest guy, and I think this year, like, we playing with a lot more, like, a lot more energy. What's the word I'm looking for? We playing a lot more physical, in these games, lately, man, and hopefully I can say that carries off into the playoffs, man. But let me play this George Niang, short little interview / post game. Hold on one second.
Break, that's for sure.
He did not get cheated in the fouls department tonight. 11 big points. He had a discussion with Kobe White at some point during the game.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to bring the toughness to somebody's front doorstep. But other than that, I think the guys are doing a great job of, figuring it out, moving the ball, and making things happen. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
I'm curious.
I brought the Cleveland out of me. I figured Cleveland would appreciate that.
Are you kidding me? Cleveland loves that blue-collar attitude. George, are there times in a game, I know this is your game, right? I mean, I know you've played your entire career like this. Are there times in a game when you pick your spots? Not necessarily that tonight was one, but where you want to fire up your team, where you pick your spots to say, maybe let's take it up a notch. Let's maybe take it up another level.
Yeah, I don't predict coming in and getting technicals, but sometimes they do happen, and they are costly, especially in my pockets. But, sometimes you have to do stuff to get the crowd going, and this team has fight in them, and I wasn't going to back down from anybody not in the midst of us going on a run, especially in the fourth quarter.
No question about it.
Break, that's for sure.
He did not get cheated.
So that's my question. Is George Niang a enforcer for this team? At least our version of what you would call an enforcer, right? That's the question. And this team do got fight. Yeah. I think the Cavs, speaking for the Cavs don't give up, man. They fight, man. They fight. I think this Cavs team, I like how, they don't give up. They'll play to the end, that Bulls game was, you just gotta give credit to the Bulls too. They was hitting some shots. But shout out to the guys for pulling it through, man. But yeah, George Niang, Niang, I loved it, bro. I love the energy. I can't speak for everybody else, but I think everybody else appreciate it too. They appreciate the spark you bring, man. Like guys like Niang, the Struce, like these guys are important, man. Just don't look at it from the scoring, which we need they scoring, but just think about the other factors of the game as well, man. Reading this, he also said, this coming from Isaac Okoro. Wait. No, he also said coming from Isaac. I'm sure that was a little sarcastic, but I appreciate that coming from Niang said, quote, but no, I play with a lot of tenacity. I play with a lot of intensity, and that's just who I am. I don't back down from anybody, and I hope that rubs off on all of our guys because I think we have a great team. We have a chance to do something special. That's words from Niang, and responded back to Isaac. Um, and I heard that before. Like, yo, this team, we have a chance to do something special. I heard that before. Y'all heard it too. I heard that before. The last guy that said that was Rondo. Rajon Rondo was the last person that said that when he played for the Cavs. It was only that one season, but he felt like this group was special. He was just looking at the talent that was surrounding around him. Too bad the Cavs didn't make it count, but I agree with Rondo at the time. That team was special. injuries and everything else happened. And I'm talking about that, that year that DG became All-Star, right? I think that's the same year when Castlevert got here. But back to Niang though, I agree with Niang, man. Um, and Niang didn't even have a great start, I don't think, in that game, right? The Bulls game, but he had a better finish, before getting fouled out. He had a couple points, but like the point is, like he lit a spark. I felt like he lit a spark, in the team, man. He lit a spark. You know, these guys is playing for one another. You know what I'm saying? So like, and the Cavs, they've been tested this season, bro. They've been tested by a couple teams. And in the playoffs, they will be tested. I'm just thinking about all this because the playoffs is a whole different story, man. The regular season is cool, but we got to be. The regular season is about building good habits and preparing you for the postseason. And these guys will be tested in the postseason, man. We're gonna see exactly what the team is made of, man. I think you got the right group of guys that can get, the most out the next guy, man. Especially against a Knicks team, man. That Knicks team, you just gotta be real about yourself. They straight up punked the Cavs, man. Just be real about it. But is George Niang the enforcer for this team? Tristan is out. He's the enforcer for this team? Now me, I already played my clip of what I said weeks ago with me and my peoples. I would say yes. I would say he's our version of an enforcer. If he had to pick somebody on the Cavs, I think it would, especially with Double T, I think it would be George Niang. And when I said it, I had literally did the video, right? I said it on stream. And then right after that, the next game, Darius came out and said it. Donovan came out and said the same thing I was saying about Niang. So, that's that. And I think every team needs one, man. And even if you don't want to call George Niang an enforcer, like, I understand. But, like, he's definitely the heart of this Cleveland team right now, man, ready to pull it all on the line. If you get what I'm trying to say, like let's go down the list. Like, the Clippers, they had Pat Bev. What's understood don't gotta be explained about Pat Bev. A dog. Energy. Like, do you get what I'm going with? Like, I think you catching the drift what I'm trying to say. Warriors. Now, despite what y'all gotta say about Draymond, Warriors got Draymond. He's very animated. But sometimes it's a gift or a curse with Draymond. Sometimes he light a spark, and sometimes it's for the worse. But the Bucks, I guess you could say Bobby Portis, like, I just think that dude funny, man. I be laughing every time he come in the game. But Bobby Portis comes with some type of, he comes with energy, man. He comes with energy. He's very animated as well, man. I think Bobby Portis is a funny dude, man. I don't feel like thinking about all the players, but I'm just trying to think of, the people that everybody know, and it's for you to understand what I'm trying to say. But I hope you get the idea, at least what I'm trying to say, man. But so that's the question: is George Niang an enforcer? Y'all let me know, man. Is he an enforcer or not, man? But moving right along, man. Moving right along. So Donovan Mitchell, bro. It really don't stop. Like, it's going to keep on going and going. It is what it is, man. The Donovan Mitchell rumors is going to be a thing, and you just gotta, like, choose to ignore it, or just just ignore it and just wait till that time come, man. But let's play this quick audio, and shout out to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, man. Shout out to them, man. This audio is from them. Let's play this short little audio real quick.
Cavs going to the NBA Finals this year. There's a tip on what you look at and be like, that's the best he probably could have did. It depends. I mean, and going back to, like, are the Cavs going to the NBA Finals this year? There's a progression to this. So they went the first round last year. They got their doors blown off. Mm-hmm. Now the progression should be second or third round. Conference semifinals, maybe even conference finals. Mm-hmm. That's the typical natural, organic progression of NBA playoff life. Usually, not always, but usually. And then that would set them up to be a finals contender next year. They should be a finals contender next year, even without, like, the nonsense, the silly stuff we're talking about with LeBron. They should be a finals contender. So if there's a trade out there, you can trade Donovan and you can bring in another star, who's maybe got a year left on his deal, or, do you look to go that route and you push all in and you go for a championship, or you trade Donovan for picks and you're trying to recoup? So it really depends on the situation that they're in when this comes up, whether it's this summer or next summer. If they get blown out in the first round this year, he's probably not going to sign that extension, and you're probably going to have to look at dealing him. And at that point, you're probably trying to recoup picks because there's no other real star available on the market right now, I don't think, that's going to become available. And you're trying to restock the cabinet for all those drafts that you gave away later on. And then you can sort of reload. You build around Evan, Darius, and Jarrett. That's a pretty good 3 to start with.
Yep.
And then you try and hunt for another star when it becomes available, I guess.
And one thing to keep in mind, if that situation comes up, and we don't know, we'll see. If they make a deep playoff run, I'm with Jason. I think Donovan would be silly not to at least sign the extension, and then you can figure out what happens later. But with the new CBA and the luxury tax and some of the new rules in the CBA, I'd be very surprised to see any compensation for a star match what the Timberwolves gave up for Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
No, that's never happened.
Are the Cavs going?
So you heard that was Jason Jason Lloyd or whatever. So the Donovan Mitchell thing, man, it's forever gonna be rumors. We know this, man. It's no secret. I even had a vote on it. I had a little poll going. So basically, an NBA executive, right, going by the report, man. They reported, they believe that Donovan Mitchell is leaving the franchise. He is leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers once his contract ends. So, to be clear, Donovan Mitchell is under contract through the 2024 through 2025 season, and he does have a player option for the 2025 through 2026 season. He could opt out for that player option, following the 2024 to 25 season to become an unrestricted free agent. So now, for me though, for me personally, right? Y'all know me, right? I'm a Spida fan, right? I'm a Spida fan. So whenever I hear somebody or anybody say, "Yo, trade him," or I hear other people lying about him going to this place, like I had to get on someone, right? I had to get on someone, on somebody else's show, one of my people's, and I had to get on somebody in the chat. I don't like calling people, liars unless you really lying. I don't, people, I don't want to call nobody out their name, but I just yo, they was kind of lying, and I don't. Maybe I read it wrong, but they was lying. And how do I know he was lying? How do I know the person was lying? Because he was in a chat saying Donovan is leaving Cleveland for LA. And then he said his teammates behind closed doors don't like him.
Shame. Shame.
You're a music artist.
Musically.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
So you're not disrespecting me. You just kicking facts. Oh, you kicking your opinion. No, listen.
I said that from the beginning.
Listen, Charlotte. Is that an opinion or is that a fact?
I would think it's a fact.
Opinion.
No,
ain't no goddamn fact.
These are all
Now, I guess he didn't know I covered the Cavs, but that's besides the point. What came out of his mouth, it sounds so much like an opinion. It's basically what I'm trying to say. How do you know what's going on here, bro? That's what I want to know, right? And you're not an insider because you wouldn't have been in that chat. You're not an insider. And even if you was, let's say you was one, right? No insider knows what Donovan is doing besides Donovan. You know what I mean? Donovan Mitchell don't even know right now what he is doing. The playoffs didn't even start yet. The playoffs, we didn't even get to the All-Star game yet. It's crazy to me, man. That's like saying, yo, Donovan, what you, that's like saying Donovan know he's eating at the end of the month. He don't know what he gonna eat at the end of the month. That time hasn't come yet. He don't know. It might be what he eating today might not be what he's gonna eat at the end of the month. Like it's just silly, it's silly, man. And like the thing with me is like spreading false information, it should be a penalty to that, because a lot of people do it, especially a lot of people that write articles and reporters or fake reporters, whatever you want to call it. Because, anybody who is a Cavs fan can tell you, like, the Cavs fans should be able to tell you, like, do this look like a team that don't get along? No, seriously. Do this look like a team that don't get along? Honestly. It's not like it's not true, man. This team is about winning, but they also enjoy playing with each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's crazy, man. And I'll give you an example right now, right? I'll give you an example. Teams that you can tell the vibes look cool, just vibe check. Teams like the Cavs, like if you watch Cavs, like if you pay attention to the Cavs, teams like OKC, like you could tell like they enjoy playing with each other. Like the vibes over there, like if you're not an Oklahoma City fan or you don't watch much of them or behind the scenes, they enjoy playing with each other. They cool. The chemistry is up. And that's why they, able to have the success they have. And of course, just because y'all it don't mean you're gonna win it all, but it's just important. Chemistry is very important. Playing with people that you like is very important, man. It's just like that stuff is important. Same way like you don't like what you do, man. You gotta love what you do, man, when it comes to working, right? So like teams like OKC, the Cavs, and Utah Jazz, I guess they passed the vibe check. I believe they be having fun. They got a young team over there, so a lot of them guys young and silly. You get what I'm saying? Um, and then you got teams like that look like they have some problems. Like I don't want to say have problems like the Bucks, but I think more so like they just trying to figure it out with the Bucks. Like I don't want to say they don't get along with each other. I know Dame got his own situation going. Like Dame don't look happy, but that's just how Dame is as a person. I don't want to say Dame like that's just like Dame like that's just how Dame. And then Dame going through the things with his woman and the outside stuff, his kids. So I'm not even gonna touch on it, but you get what I'm saying. Like so for them, I don't want to say they had chemistry issues, but that the team was a mess, even with that coach that Adrian Griffin that they got fired. Um, but and matter of fact, what you said, what you said about Cleveland, you can say about LA. You got LeBron out here subtweeting. And anybody who's a LeBron fan or a Cavs fan or whatever fan will tell you, we all know about LeBron tweets. That's no secret. He does that. You got LeBron subtweeting. There's interviews where you can. I'll be posting. I'll be posting his interviews too. So there's interviews you can say like he's demanding the front office to make trade moves, or like he's saying subliminal messages or calling out his teammates, like doing all that stuff, right? And it's LeBron, but it's that rubs a lot of people the wrong way, especially fans, that definitely don't like LeBron. Or let's go to the other LA team, right? And there's no shots, but I'm just keeping it real. Let's go to the other LA team, the Clippers. That team is fine. They cool. Except they have two guys, I believe, that's not happy with their role. And these guys on a contending team. Ain't that crazy? Like you got two guys that's not happy, and they on a team that can potentially win a championship. That's crazy, right? You got an old PJ Tucker crying about not being traded. They just gave him a fine and sent him packing. He went home or whatever to get his mind right. It's crazy, man. You got PJ Tucker out here. I guess he want to play. I mean, PJ, shout out to PJ, but man, look, just ride. You on a Clippers team. They potentially could win it all. Potentially, just enjoy the ride, bro. I don't know why you trying to I don't know what team you're gonna help or what team that will make a rotation spot for you. I don't know a team out there. Maybe the Bucks, but I think that's where he wanted to get traded to. But you got two guys on that LA Clippers team. You got him, and then you got Bones. I think who wants to play. And he's not happy, but he's not getting in the rotation. Like the guys ahead of him, and he was in the rotation. I think at the beginning of the season, and then he ended up being moved to the bench. They have Harden and Russ. Like he ended up getting moved to the bench, and Terrence Mann became the starter. All that stuff. So he's not happy, and that's why he left Denver. Because if you remember the Denver situation, I think he wasn't happy in Denver because he wasn't really getting the playing time. So coming to Clippers was a good opportunity for him. Last season. But James Harden guy, I don't want to speak on a team, but like you have two guys over there that's not happy. So the fact that you over here saying like who's not getting along over here is crazy to me. You worry about look. The Lakers fan, and you probably don't mean no harm, bro. So I'm not even. But I can't let false information be spread. Like I can't allow that unless you have some real insight, and you don't. But what I'm saying is, worry about your own house and not someone else's. You feel me?
Shame. Shame.
And you see my community, like this is my post right here. I put it on the community post, right? I put it in the community. I wanted to see what everybody was thinking, right? So I have this right here. Let me get this out the way. So I said, yo, what we thinking? Does Donovan Mitchell stay if the Cavs are able to make a deep playoff run, or is he gone? You have 11% say yes. So that's like the lowest percentage out of the votes, right? Then you have 17% saying no, he's out of there. You have the 72% saying depend on the playoffs. So yeah. So like I agree with the bottom. The depend on the playoffs thing. I agree with that. Right? This Cavs team, I can say they playing some good basketball, right? I know we ran into a roadblock with Philly, that's okay. And they dealing with people being out, Dean Wade and then Sam Merrill being out, and DG, DG still trying to get back. The Cavs have good chemistry, man. So the fact that whoever it was, said what they said, man. I'm not even mad at you, man. It's all good. But the Cavs have good chemistry, and it's nothing that like it's. What can I say? You can't say this team hate each other, man. You can't say that. Like I don't even know where that come from. Like if you watch Cavalier basketball, you probably will, get the feel. Like, but you don't. A lot of people don't watch Cavs basketball, so they don't understand. And the Cavs, they if the Cavs can make a deep playoff run, like it's no reason why I don't think a Donovan Mitchell wouldn't want to resign, with this young team who's still growing while being a contender, you can say, right? Salute to Tom. What's good, Tom? You said other GMs wish casting on Spida. Man, look, we've been dealing with this for a long time, man. We've been dealing with this since the end of last season. When the rumors really started kicking up. You got a lot of these New York reporters or other reporters from other, um, cities and or bigger markets trying to pull Spida out. It's what happens, man. It's like it's nothing you could do about it. You just either got to choose to ignore it or don't see it and just play through it. Like the team has been playing through it, right? He says Spider doing all he can to make the Cavs successful. After that, it's a business decision on his next move. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Like he's doing his job. He's literally doing his job, man. It's not like he's not doing his job. It's not like he's playing. It's not like he's playing horrible. He's playing good basketball. He's having a career year, bro. That's the crazy part. It's not like he's laying an egg in a regular season. And we know playoffs is what matters, but like, yeah, agreed, man. He got this team on top, man. Even when our guys, our second and third best guys went out, man. But yeah, it's a business decision. It's the business at the end of the day, man. He could very well be on his way out. It will be his decision at the end of the day, man. Now, he's not going to be a free agent. He's under contract, but we already know, me and you both know, Tom. Kobe and whoever, they're gonna had a conversation again after the season, and he's gonna have to choose, what they gonna do with that contract extension, man. And I have a lot of faith and a high percentage that he will choose to stay, depending on what they do in the playoffs, of course. As I got up there on the poll on the screen, um, but it's business, man. Like I look at it, like this how I look at it, right? This how I look at it, right? And look, yo, Tom, you be everybody plying right now. Like there's teams out here, they plying right now. They can't wait to get their hands on Spida, man. It's a lot of teams plying, man. But I will say this though, right? For Donovan Mitchell, man, I feel like, yo, let me see, you have everything, right? With this Cavs team, I feel like everything. So at the end of the day, man, it is his decision, man. But you have everything. I feel like, man, you have a PG who's like just turned 24, right? He just turned 24, and he's gonna get better. I know some people not a fan of DG right now, and yo, it's some uncomfortable talks that people, don't want to have, and they could talk about you paying him a max contract and not getting what you paid for. Like you could talk about all that stuff, but DG's still young. But I get it though. I get the talks. But you got a PG who's going to get better. Who's when DG is healthy, like we saw he was capable of, that All-Star year, right? He's a baller. He's a hooper, no question. You have two rim protectors here, man. Two great rim protectors, two great defenders. In that paint. You just signed Craig Porter Jr., your future backup PG. Mobley, he's getting better and better, man. His potential is crazy. What Mobley can become is what we hoping what he can become, but it's his potential, man, is man. I got high hopes for Mobley, man, in the future, man. And you do not trade Mobley. That's one thing you don't do. You have 3-and-D guys here, man. You have the Cole Rose, who's officially, I feel like, is in that realm, right? We can officially, this is what we've been wanting. He's officially a 3-and-D guy, right? You have the Dean Wades of the world, who's very underrated. Dean Wade is probably the most underrated player on his team. Yeah, I think Dean Wade is the most underrated player on his team, man. It took a lot of people a while to get, on the Dean Wade train, me included. You For Donovan, you have that. You've been on the top defense for 2 years straight. Of course, playoffs will determine these other things, that play into his decision. But, because look, he said it in the interview. I don't know if you saw the interview. I would have pulled it up, but I couldn't get a good copy of the interview. But he said in the interview before the game, against the Bulls, it's all about winning for him. So like, whatever puts him in the best situation, that's what it is. And if you ask me, he basically gave you the answer. He basically gave you his answer. Like, he didn't announce what he's going to do, but if you read in between the lines and you actually understand what he's saying, you already got your answer. Now, it ain't just about playing for, like, me personally, in my opinion, it ain't just about playing in New York. Because, some Nets fans, they feel like they could get Donovan, right? They feel like it's a move to be made for Donovan Mitchell. Knicks, I'm not too sure about the Knicks. I think the Knicks is not they could, but they not. I don't know. But like, if you go by his interview from the game with Malika Andrews in them, right? The game right before the Bulls game, he gave you the answer. So however you receive it is how you receive it. So basically, how I look at it is you gotta win. You gotta win. Now, the Knicks is out the race, right? That's what some people will say, right? The Knicks is out the race. Let's say somehow the Knicks is like, let's say the Knicks thing is possible. I don't see how that work anyway, but let's say yeah, right. So you're gonna have another small backcourt. At that point, it's not your team; it's Jalen Brunson team. So that's clear. Y'all have to learn how to adjust with each other. The same thing you're doing with DG over here, or maybe you cool with being on the bus, and not the driver. You know, Personally, I don't even think Brunson will want you stepping on his carpet. You feel me? I don't know, but like, and then you got Coach Tommy. He's a good coach. Coach Tommy's a good coach. I know he got a track record. He's running plays into the ground. A lot of people we could bring up D Rose and other stuff, man. But he play, he plays players, some good amount of minutes too. Besides it being in your birth state, your city, whatever, it just wouldn't make sense to me. Mind you, you would have to give up some other pieces. You had to give up some of the pieces that the Knicks had, right? The assets. And y'all know if the Cavs choosing, right? Let's say they do have assets to give. Well, they who do have assets. I don't know about the draft picks, but they're gonna have to give up them pieces. And if I'm the Cavs, I already know the first person I'm gonna ask for, right? Not saying I want to trade my guy, but I'm saying like if I had it, I'm gonna choose OG. That's a no brainer for me. That's a no brainer. And then you got the Nets, right? The Nets think they in the race because you gotta look at it. Both teams in New York. They both in New York. Now, I won't rain on their hopes over there because, anything can happen. We've seen crazier things, right? Anything can happen with Donovan Mitchell, man. So it's a New York thing, right? But he said the Knicks, not the Nets. He said the Knicks. And if I'm him, I already see how that franchise is being ran over there. I wouldn't want to go over there with the Nets. Respectfully, I wouldn't want to go over there, right? I get the New York thing, but I wouldn't want to go over there. Like the Garden is where it's at, right? I've been at the Garden. I've been in the Garden. Different space, man. Different space. But I wouldn't want to trade like me. I wouldn't want to trade with none of them, man. I wouldn't want to trade with none of them teams because I'm looking for Donovan to sign the extension, right? Now, let's say it come down to the New York team. Let's just say, right, and you're not supposed to never trade your star to the same, rival and conference and stuff like that. You got to trade him, send him back out west. But let's just say, right, because that's what he want to be, right? And he's honoring his he's honoring his contract. Let's say the Cavs. I don't want to talk about that right now, man. Because I'm thinking like, what if the Cavs like? What if it's a what if? Like, what if the Cavs do win it all, right? Which is I know I know, but I'm just saying, what if like and he asks for a trade? Would y'all still be mad at? Would y'all be mad at Donovan? Like if he let's say he won for Cleveland and he did his job because he got you a title, even though you wanted him to stay. But he asked for a trade to New York. Would y'all be mad? How would y'all feel about that? I just thought about that just now in my head. But let's say let's say the Kobe did trade with the New York teams. I would rather take the Knicks pieces over the Nets. I feel like they have better players and better assets, like in terms of players. We could fit right in, man. Over the Nets. I know if you ask Cavs fans, they'll tell you, oh, they want Mikal Bridges. That's very common. I'm not really too high on Mikal Bridges, but you got that over there. Like the Knicks got Dante, they got the guard Dante from Villanova. They got Bogdanovich. They got I think is Bogdanovich on an expiring contract. They could be expiring. OG is the main piece though, right? I'm just saying, what if? We not doing that, but I'm just saying if that was the case, right? I think you would choose the Knicks over the Nets, but we not even doing that. It would be foolish, for Donovan to even choose anyone over the Cavs, especially if the Cavs make a run. I feel like, right? Spida at the next game said he was happy with where he is. These what Fido said on his podcast. Shout out to the Wanna Go podcast. Yeah, I think that's what you talking about. Shout out to the Wanna Go podcast. Um, I mean, yeah, man, he not, Spider gonna do his job, man. I have high hopes, you know, for Spider returning if they able to, not get burnt out in that first round, right? You can't have another moment like that, man. Tom said Knicks make no sense for either side. Nets had nothing to trade. Yeah, man, like it don't make sense. So that's why I'm saying, like, yo, if it was a case, then okay, I had some players, on my mind, but it just don't make sense, man. For Donovan or the Knicks, man, especially, it just don't make sense. They got Brunson over there. And Nets, Tom, a lot of Cavs fans, they they be one of Michael. I guess Michael play a lot of games. He's usually always available. I wouldn't say he's a consistent player though. He's not consistent. Um, I don't know. It's not interesting to me though, bro. Like, but like for Donovan, like to choose any of them teams, I don't think like it would be fools because I'm just thinking about what we have here. And Cavs fans, they expect him to sign, back. I expect him to sign back, and just think about it, man. Shout out to Thomas. Thomas coming in. ATL. Okay, shout out to Thomas, man. I got Thomas in the building, man. I was just talking about your Clippers, man, too. But yeah, man, I wouldn't want to like say like he's not going to sign. We all very high on him signing back, especially if the Cavs able to win. But just think about it though, right? Think about it. He's in his prime right now, right? He's playing some great basketball, some of the best basketball I see him play, and he's having his best career, he ever had. Like he's a better leader. He's elevating his teammates. All NBA player. Like this is your team. This is your squad. This is your team, bro. So it's just like, what if you leave and you're not that player that you showing right now? Like, what if you leave and go somewhere else? And I mean, like, it just don't work out. Don't work out with you and the other team. Not trying to wish that on them. I'm just saying, what if? Because look, the facts are the facts. Your best years so far been in Cleveland. That's facts. But it's just so funny to me, man. Like when a star is like in a smaller market compared to the other the big markets, like the bigger markets out there, they always throwing out reports and trying to pull them stars out. Like it's just crazy. You hear more reports about Donovan rumors and getting traded and him going to LA and New York than you hear about Cleveland being the hottest team in the NBA. Ain't that crazy? You hear more about that than actual coverage on the Cavaliers beating up on teams and being the best team, in the NBA. And what is it now? 18-2. That's what the record is now. So it's crazy how like they do this stuff, like the media, man. Um, it's crazy, bro. I'm just thinking about it. That is so crazy to me, man. But it's like, man, it's nothing you could do about it. You just gotta play the game and wait till the end of the season, see what happens, man. Now, this report came out, right? This came from an Eastern Conference executive. So that means someone from the East put this out. Sound like a hater to me.
I'm not going to be I don't mean to come off as a wise ass when I say this, but that we kind of know what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Sound like a hater to me. Oh man. I look at Donovan similar to this is me personally. Like I look at Donovan similar to Dame as far as like the loyalty goes. I feel like I think Donovan has loyalty. I think he has loyalty. I think he's not like I hate to throw shade on other players, but he's not like a KD, like I think he's like he will honor his contract, basically what I'm trying to say, right? He'll honor it, so to think that like, he'll just ask for a trade, that's not in his character. Like he would never do that. It's not in his DNA. Now if the contract is up, that's a different story, right? If the contract is up, then yeah, of course he can walk. And if his contract was up, I expect him like he'll have freedom. Like yeah, he might just walk wherever he want to go. And I would be mad, right? I would be mad because it's like it's called free agency, right? It's called free agency. He honored his contract, but then like, dang, you just lost him for nothing, man. Right? And then the other side of me saying like, yo, it's cool because he honored his contract. Like if you're like same thing with LeBron, you're a free agent, bro. Do your thing, man. You did your job, whatever, bro. It is what it is. But like he'll be a free agent, so yeah. Now that won't happen because at that time, right before that even happened, before he even become a free agent, Dan and or Kobe Altman, that they're not gonna let that happen, man. They want to get an extension done now. They want to get an extension done. That it just won't. A free agency won't be an option. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Now that will determine the fate for the franchise right there. It won't be free agency. It will be after this season. We will see the fate of this team. Going forward with Donovan or without. I'm gonna say with Donovan though, man. They will. They will have to trade him. They will have to trade him at that point. And they will. They will. Like if they have to, they will definitely do it because you gotta think about what they gave up to get him in the first place, man. Like business, man. It's business. Now that don't mean Kobe made a bad trade, it just means that like he gotta try to recoup, a potential loss in the future because, getting Spida brought more light on the Cavs. I think it brought more light than since LeBron been here, right? That's the most light the Cavs had got on shine on them. But they not gonna just lose Donovan for no reason, man. They're gonna try to. Kobe's a businessman. It's a business. He'll try to recoup what he lost, man. And man, I've been reporting on Donovan rumors since forever, bro. Like I've been reporting on him leaving rumors because it started, I think, right after the Knicks series. Like I think it was during the Knicks series or right after the Knicks series, but it started, and I had people already ask me like, "Yo, oh, Tone, what's your thoughts? Like, what's going on?" I'm like, "Bruh, it's just rumors, man. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's a deal, but right now we don't have to deal with that. We'll deal with that when we get there. But as far as it goes, there was rumors at that time, but now it's very loud. It's more vocal than it's ever been. It's more out there now. So like it's crazy because we getting a lot closer to the decision soon, right? It's we gonna know soon, man. And the decision will be based off this year playoffs, I believe, man. Believe it or not, I think that's what it's gonna be. And what trades might be made, that's another thing to think about. If you want to keep Donovan, not saying we're gonna trade our team, but it's just certain things you gotta think about, man. So hopefully the Cavaliers, hopefully they do their thing, man, in this playoffs and get past the first round and get over that hump and then worry about the next step, you know. And for Donovan, man, to just continue to block out the noise, how LeBron would say it, play your game, man, be the leader you can be, man, and keep these guys, keep these guys on the swivel, man. Keep them on point, you know what I'm saying? Cause they don't think the Cavs can do it, man. I think the Cavs can do it. I don't know how far, but I think they got a chance. And I know the rumors. I hear it. But this executive said Donovan is going to leave once his contract is up, and that could be true. I'm not even gonna call him a liar, But right now, it's just an opinion. It's not really a fact because it didn't happen yet. It hasn't became present. So it's just like Donovan. At the end of the day, man, you free to do what you want, man. No peer pressure. It's your life, man. Your career. It's not the fans' career, but it's your career, bro. You know.
Hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you got to be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. How hard you hit.
It's on you at the end of the day, man. It's on you, man. Wherever you want to be, man. And they keep saying the Cavs are not threats. They not this. Like, if you go ask somebody, they'll tell you, like, they have the Heat over the Cavs. They have the Knicks. I remember before the season really got started, they had the Nets over the Cavs. It's crazy. Disrespectful, too, but it's crazy. But they don't think you can win, man. You look at the Boston team over there. I think the Cavs can beat Boston, but it's a lot of talks, man. The West don't look at the East as threats, you know, and they only feel like Boston is a threat, man. But I just wanted to, lead us with y'all, before anything happened, before I close out, man. I always play this every now and then. I just want to lead this with the team, man.
Do not give up. Do not feel like you're tired. When you tired, think of last year and think of that fucking record. Every time I get tired or I think I can't go no more, I think of that fucking record. That ain't us. We can make it. We got to believe. We got to be mentally strong. When we tired, that's when we got to put our fundamentals together. That's when we got to be more focused. When we tired, look across the field and see how tired they are. That should give you more effort. Be like, I'm going to beat his ass. I'm going to get fundamentally strong. Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch. And let the big dogs eat. Let them on the fucking field. Have some heart. I get emotional about this. I'm about to cry because I care about y'all. Last year wasn't it.
Last year wasn't it, y'all, man. I have faith in this team, man. I do care about this team a lot, man. So let's not think about last year and a lot of people making a mistake thinking this team is the same team from last year. It's definitely not, man. So let's erase that last year. Let's forget about it. That wasn't the real Cavs. That didn't happen, man. It's a new year, man. New season. Let's just go out there and continue to build and keep doing our thing, man. But look, yo, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'd like to thank you, man. Shout out to everybody on the playback. Y'all already know, man. Wine and gold. Let them know. Go Cavs.
With the 49th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Emoni Bates from Eastern Michigan University.
That's a way to respond, right? Understanding the moment, okay? Taking a lesson, learning our lesson, and then applying all the things that we talked about. The effort that you guys put in on the defensive end of the floor was phenomenal. Okay? That was textbook Cavaliers defense. And then the offensive end of the floor, we shared it, we attacked the paint, we got what we wanted. Okay? That was a phenomenal job. Congratulations to this group, okay, for achieving something as a unit that we've never done before. Okay? But we ain't done yet. All right, let's go.